power is less. They got no power even to complain. That's why we say we need citizens to elect their governors. Like you elect your governor of a win, will do the job for a win. If the governor doesn't come to Juba, if the governor come to Juba and collect the money and eat, you will fire the governor. You take them to court. He will be arrested. But now, where's the power here? The power is all the President Kir and the SPLM party. Now, if you're not part of SPLM party, you will never get a job in this government. Look, Bokosoro, independent. He have to go back to SPLM party. Why? Why he never stay independent?
Look, don't abuse your green now. After you do, then give a chance to a coach. So you don't abuse.
I'm gonna done here, so that people can talk. You know me, I don't talk too much anyway. So Yamadit, that's the issue here. All this killing, people are crying, dinka. If we have system, court of law, equality, justice, Yamadit went to the bush, Korea, Nidal, Adala. When we are singing our songs, where are all these Yamadit? You bring another Monjang, put the law in order in place. Equality in police, in army, in customs, whatever you want to call. Let's be fair. At night, if people are going at night, those are Amnin or those of military police, doesn't need to be one tribe. Put Nuer there, Suluk there, Dinga there, Ikotore there. Let them go around all night. You capture Mujirim White, take it to the police station. Ijarat, fair judgment. Give them a fair shot of law. Group of people just going at night. I will learn here because I don't want to talk too much. I have more.
Okay, Lotole.
Can I interject? Can I interject, please?
No, you are coming. You will interject. Let me move the line. Yeah, Lotole. You know the facts. When we were in the bush, there was no balance. The Dinka, yes, they were majority in the movement. And when we went for division to divide it north and south, the majority of them put down the gun, and the majority of them still being in the army, right? Because there was part of the army coming from the north and already existing, both sides, every tribe. They became the soldiers of the south. You know, it was not intention. Even you, when you were in the army, we know Equatorian were there, but ever Gabila was not balanced. So Julu maybe were less than Kwakwa. Maybe Kwakwa were not a majority than Mundari. Everybody was not balanced, right? And when we came, you know, that's why you don't see the balance in the military system. And when people who just complain that, oh, why Dinka are majority in security, you know, sometimes there's no way that you can say we have to disarm them and say, Dinka, you are majority, remove the gun. You will find them questioning that why before, why they didn't, why we were not balanced. You know, I always say this to Majang Agot because Majak said that we need equilibrium army. And then he was talking on Hatok. And equilibrium in English word means equal tribe army in the south, equal balance of the tribe, right? But he was one of the trainees in Bongo, right? When he was training Liwat and the father and the Sar and everybody, some Liwat were pure certain tribe, right? There was no, they didn't say, well, let's wait for Bongo until we all bang and fight out. It didn't work. It didn't happen, right? But the same leaders who fought using others, right, are the one now saying that some who were majority in the movement have to be disarmed, right? And the balancing have to be done because people are now coming to eat. But when people didn't have food, they were fighting volunteer, right, working on food, leaving their mom behind. We didn't say that there have to be balance in security, right? The only way now you have to let these guys grow old, retired, and then when they retired by one, then we will come to balancing and saying that if there are like 20 missing or retired 50 people, then you go and tell the minority that these are the 50 people you need to bring 50 people to be trained. This is how you change the army. But when people jump to social media and blame that on Dinka, Dinka were not intended, especially you, Equatorian, who were in the movement. You know, it was not intention to move everybody from Mura and Jibu to the army that we will be majority than anybody. It was individual anger against Arab, right? To me, yes, Equatorial land is Equatorial, but there are facts. Equatorial is part of South Sudan, and a country you have to live wherever you want to live. You know, it affects about all of us. But I don't think there's anything in Equatorial that you have to be there and create one tribe to control certain area of that region. You know, what are you colonizing? There's nothing. Especially me, I'm a Dinka. But what interesting me in Equatorial, there's nothing. The Equatorian who said long time ago and say capitalism should come in, capital should be Juba, we're the one now to be blamed, right?
Who
Because
say that?
that
Interjection. Who say that? Okay, let me
no,
ask you, Gere. No.
no,
Let me interject. Nobody say capital to be in Juba. We came from the bush. Nothing we have.
no.
Only
What
Juba.
I mean, do you know when Juba was started? Long time ago. Hold on,
Don't forget
Let me finish. Hold on. Let me finish before Anyanya one or whatever. Juba was started even before I was born or you were born. I don't know. But whoever came that with the idea, I think was Joseph Lago or before Joseph Lago, right? Southerners came up with that idea, but it came from one person, right? It was not resistant that we didn't want capital to be in that area, right? Even some requested to be taken to wow. And then people there reacted that it should be removed because it brings in the resources, right? Now, the land issue that the Dinga and Nuer move into Equatorial land, right? And municipal cities, you know, are for all of us. And this is where the complaint come from.
Don't use bad politics, Dinka and Nuer. Please, people are complaining about Dinka. Don't use that
Okay.
politics. That politics is not
Well,
what
that
you
is, well, yeah, it's politics. Let me say it. This is smart because some Equatorian think that they are using Nuer and then the Nuer fight. And then these are the mental issues, mental war. You know, I have to know that. If I know, I have to say it. So to be honest, there's nothing to control in Equatoria, whereby Dinga should be blamed or any other tribe. Nothing that I'm benefiting from Equatoria. You know, moving people from village to the town, you leave your own village behind without developing it. Some Equatorian think that it is good to us, we Dinkas. I want my area to be developed. I want my cousin not to build his shop in Juba. I want him to build his house in our village. I want him to build his dukan in our village. It's not interesting for everybody. It's just resources of the government. That's why people come to work there as soldiers, to work there. How many, all these things that people complain the army, do you know they lost many families? They divorced their wives, divorced them. Some hang themselves because their wives are suffering. They disappear for 5 years, stationed in Numili or Kapoya. They never return back. And their kids suffer. People don't think that. They say, oh, let's drive the Dinka out. Why the majority in Equatorial, they are occupying, they become more here. These are the worries and these are the fear. But in honestly, what are we looking? What are we looking in Equatorial? There's nothing. It's just that we are one country. You know, it needs patience. And everybody needs change. But if we have patience, right, we will change the government the way we want. Right now, Riek signed it, that there are now committees working on fixing constitution. And then we will go for election. If Kir win, Kir will have right. They will have no fight by president or big government, right? Everybody from constituency will be elected. But the rebel, the Equatorian themselves, they are not giving the chance to the government to be removed, to be changed. When you take arm and keep fighting, you prolong your anger. You prolong whatever you want to do, right? That's why they say, let's go for peace, because Kir accept the constitution to be changed. Kir accept the election to go fair election. Now they are calling for all this opposition, come to Juba, register your party, and let's go. This is all we need, Lotole. And especially you from Pajulu. The Pajulu are big in the government. They are playing together with Kir. You know, this notion of saying that the government is Dinka, the people who are on top, the one who...
Don't make the topic between me, Pojulu, me.
No, but you are part of Equatorian too. Let's say, you know,
guys, why don't you give us a chance, please?
Hold on. General Kurtas, this is why sometimes you get dropped because you don't respect.
Move the line. Asma, move the line.
Yeah, I was responding to you. So now I quite take over. So when I mention you, you interrupt me. Look, you interrupt me not to talk because you know the facts. The Kir government have big players at Equatorial.
Thought you are still talking.
Okay, go ahead.
I thank you guys. It's a very beautiful room. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. I just come here to send my message to this politician of Clubhouse, or politician of Facebook. Guys, this topic is very beautiful. Tribalism and hate speech. I was coming here in a perfect time. John Wichang was up there. I was having a message to him. We in Canada here last week, I heard on CBC. Fizol min Canada hena amul incitement le Haiti problem. Uzol a Canadian citizen. Tarab Zolda Samolo if he under arrest right now. And he was doing it like the way John Wichang is doing it and other people, inciting the war back home. This guy now is in a problem, with the government. The government of Canada, they say, if you are our citizen, these kind of, things, they are against the rule. They adapted it from the Rwanda genocide. So they implemented it here. Even not the Rwanda, Masakufi Canada, Rajom, back in Rajom. So, Lo John Wichang Biamul negative message every day about, incitement, killing people on the Numli Road and do this ambush and all this. Whom are free? Because we have a law here. We have a rule here in Canada. They can go against you and you can be, you can go in how many things. So, it's good thing this room is recorded and John Wichang is good to listen to the room when they are finished. I find him one day he want to open a topic.
Room is recording on Facebook and YouTube too. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying. I see a record on, which is good. So John Wichang who bump to biamu replay le ai rumat ashan ishil topic I kalambeo. Ana ligit kalam da indi. One day I caught him. He was doing that. Unisa makata isi medadinka. Ufi bit galew lala galita ma inta makate isi medinka gal mabiju. You see? So my another message is this. Aizol lamantamshi hit speech room. You read the title. If you see a title is against certain communities, you better don't go there. You don't go there. Simple like this. Like these 2 days, this John Wichang is audience they drop. But I don't know why Brother God is keeping going there. So you don't have to listen to someone who don't want to change. Amma nanna del nuzmaka na bda dinka del bomsi oyi mahel bta hit replace the OMC selling out the dinka. I'm not buying or I'm not warning them. They have their own communities and we know them. Intalo tamchi room bta nazu tugulo yaga shilu asla odrub na del tulum while you will not be there. That's not a good idea, my friend. They are not Yaudana Akuna Yakol Mayom called them the Nuzmakana. Lan you cannot go and gang up with enemies that are your brother and instead to talk politics. I can differ with you in politics like Lotula is here. He's a great man. I can be different with him in politics, but I cannot kill him or I cannot wish him as something bad. But the room is like room bita John Wichang, room bita bichir Yomendel, yana bika haja tane. Palazan ligid room amulugal luo bita alchunoana simit kilmat makwez. Ya jama kilma luo onda. If I want to change my name, it's not a crime. But when somebody take it in a different way to preach how to, to incite something against a certain community and people have been living together for a long time, to me that is not good. Elisim bita jurchola hu jamin wen jurde chunu dayan u cholde chunu el chuluk da lema kolamul preaching da lema chuluk isum chunu chuluk isum uchul jaimin wen jaimin zola sot da bugul uchul ay chulkaw mab to gule wita chulkaw bugul ana uchul it mean dol aswat lakin machi galu le halna luo gal is offensive word. No, Okay, why did
Asma,
Lema
yeah,
call his Wuchul?
yeah, coach. Yeah, coach. My friend, let me tell you this. Political
Why
division.
don't you let me finish?
No. You are touching the stuff that does not make sense. Can I, if I
It
know
was
who is
there.
who,
It was there.
you will
People.
use abusive language. It is not. You did not. If I meet you, will I
No,
call you?
people were talking there. People, listen. People were talking there in that room. You were there, yeah, Angelo, yeah, brother, yeah, Bongo. You were
I was
there.
not the
It's
one
not
who initiated
offensive.
it. They brought it up. And if I meet with you today, will I call you Taban? You are will the one who tell me who your name is. I will not name you to be called.
Exactly. That's
Taban.
why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying.
We
Lointa
are not
Guta
changing our
Bongo.
name.
You
We know
change
who
your
you
name,
are.
I will call you. Pardon me. Listen,
Yeah,
let me land here.
Abango, he's helping you. He's helping you. You guys are on one page. Let him finish.
Abango, I'm helping you. I'm helping you. If you change your name from Abango to whatever name, I will call you had you say it. But what I don't like, brother Luo, au hinaida lamani yugulu nina samana Luo, yana baka na tarin shalu had offensive name benitba lema chandinga bugule jurchul. Lakin that is not the case, guys. You know? So I am against those who are against Galwai na dinga del benadikum jurchul. You know? But it's not our business. If I change my name as a coach to Bideng, it's up to me. It's not offensive and it's not bad. But why people take it as offensive word? You see? So that is my target. Thank you. Abango, I agree with you. I know you. I follow you. And I am living here with the Luo, or you call them Cholo. Cholo, by the way, they call Wichul. Yaba Wichul. Yeah, they have a song for that. So why their name is Wichul Zol Aswat. That you know, Bakalluhum Yamchi now you gul gala Sam Kundamakwis. Thank you. I will stop there.
Yeah, thank you, Coach. You know, Coach, I went to North Dakota 3 months ago, and when there was a fundraising, and Asholi guy was given a chance. He defined Asholi, what Asholi mean. He says somebody will leave and he will move on later for a while. This is where all these Sholo or Wushol or Jurchol, they are all defined the same. But we don't know who gave them that name. Was it themselves or anybody else? You know, but now people are saying it is offensive. We have to let it go because it is offensive. If they don't like it, it has to be put into the law. And that's why I said before that the way Rwanda overcome, they gave peace a chance. And they all move into Rwanda and sat together and say, let's fight the tribalism. And then they agreed to set the rule and the way the other people should not be called. And when they set the rule, they all agree. And they eliminated what divided them. And now they are advancing. This is the only thing we need. Let's give peace a chance and we all move in. Let's say Jurchol say we are no longer Jurchol, yeah, they are Luo. Shalom, they are Shalom, whoever keep their name. And then we say, let's go for democracy. And then we compete with other countries. Let's compete mentally and have a job economically. This is what we need. If without peace, all this can't come in. There's nothing can be written down on the books as a law in South Sudan unless we give peace a chance. But if we keep fighting, then you don't need to complain because you're keeping us in that mess. And when you change me by force and you come in by force, do you think that I will accept to have peace with you? I will also change you by force. And this is what people don't calculate. And that's why you see these soldiers defending because they see you coming by force. They are not seeing you as coming in a good way. They're seeing you coming by force. So they were given gun to say anybody come by force, shoot him. So people who claim here they are educated, they don't even have calculation or a formula of changing the government. Anyway, I forgot to say to greet my favorite people here. I have Jurton here and Antoniette, and then while Peter Moranya. Yeah, I have a respect for these three people, but while a little bit, while Peter Moranya lost 1%. And then Siliman Dandara is also here. I have to greet him. And thank you. And let's move the line. I think the next talk, the next is Andrew. If I'm not, I think Andrew.
Yeah, Tontat, greeting to you, all of you guys. I raised my hand because of this topic. I was a little bit disappointed when I was passing by the show of John Ocean. And it was not usually attacking the. None of us can complain if you attack. You can't even go far as attacking Dinka if you choose so. Is that correct? No, it's not correct. But it's your choice. If you feel that they are majority in the government and they are abusing, then you are right. You also decide you could also have to choose to attack the government, which is a right of free citizen in your own country to criticize the government. There's nothing wrong on that. But I know the man since 1989, and yesterday was the lowest part that I have ever see the man go. I would have not even talked about that. I've been coming up here if this guy was somebody intellectual, is somebody that have a credibility. Okay, you can see in last I think almost 3 years back or 2 years back when Piang Deng Majuk and Dararop were welcomed by Jejalam in
Australia.
Australia, correct? John Ochang is part of that. There's no Dararop. If John Ochang was there, John Ochang was a Shabab that he was using to help when he was working in Dima. And you remember that he was one of that Dr. John was used back. Sometimes he used Dr. John used to call him to so that call her to so that he can send some medicine to the army in a liberated area. You steal some. He can steal them because those are from United UN. Those medicine. So for him to go that low, and what created my attention is that he's preaching with the girls that don't even don't please. He's begging them not to accept a marriage from Dinka. Mata nu mau, okay? And also, and he declared officially that and this guy have influence. There's a the Shabab Taja. He can talk to them directly, and they can do whatever he's if they can hear that those crazy guys, they can do that. So what am I to say here? What I'm really want to talk about here is I wish.
Yeah, one second, Andrew. Tontat after Andrew, kada Barai ma ka bugi jay dasa. After Andrew, give chance to Barai. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, that can easily whatever you said can easily be put into practice. What about if now to make the matter worse? What about if now a Dinka that are there hear that declaration of war and they respond before those guys? Who will be blamed for that? Say Bubur Akamal Gaba or Mujahideen, Magadar Gabat Nimble. When Bashir said that who might you now come into Falina? Magadar. They are Mal Jahadin Kubar, not Kubar, like Mahmoud al Sharif. Madina, most of the top who are going there as if they are going for the party. What makes John Ochang think more? And what he forgetting, what he don't understand is that people that are there in that areas, more of them are Dingal guy nak. That's all into Zoli nak. Are highly ability, Ding of Tawarab or Rang or Wayne. Maman can see now, my barber Zoli nak. Unless you have somebody there. So if Italo Katatas Marab Taskri now, or brother Taskri, what do you think? That's very scary. Yeah. So I'm begging all of you, those who are here, especially Dinga that are here, especially Dinga Boru, Bagana, Gadi nak, please to talk to your people. We cannot just wait and wait for genocide, wait for killing, and then respond. So that they can be careful. Okay? Yuan Wuchang himself is somebody that is capable with a good record, that he can even be a leader. Now, if I go back to what Akim said, I was shocking. That such kind of statement are really very quite shocking. And that is statement, every Equatorial can use that as true. Now, Emmanuel Adil and Comrade Luis Lobong Lejore, that assume that they were selected, handpicked by Kir. They were handpicked by Kir. Now, can you allow your community to be abused in your presence because you're going to lose the job? You are lowering the standard of Equatorial. What about commissioners all the way from counties to boomers? Are they doing the same to that because they were handpicked? I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I know Eastern Equatoria. In 1988, the war that they fought was especially when they were infiltrated by Sudan government, by NRIF. They were fighting SPLA. We know how strong they are. If they really have a problem, serious as Oshang is saying that, they can respond ably. But they don't feel that. Because the system of government in South Sudan right now, other than being controlled up there by ministers and all this by Kirina, the rest are federal. You can do your local there and convene your local people and you can solve that problem. I was very shocked with the same show that I attend of show because usually when you see me and yet and later on when the people that touch it there map Jimmy for. Okay. So I apologize to our coach if you see me there and I do that. No, you always call me radical. I never dare to go and beg. I always tell him the truth. Okay. So in that show, there was a show that he brought, and that 235 were killed between Murle and Taposa. The same time he was talking about 5 people that are killed. And that's what I'm telling yesterday. I said, why are you paying too much attention on 5 people that are killed here, in which Emmanuel Adil arrest the Salatin, but not the Kadamura, but two Salatin, Nin Sudan had been arrested for that. Why don't you allow the government to take the cost for that? The government will take care of that. Okay? And you now, there's Mapi Murle being arrested, and you are not even talking about 235 that have been killed. That's hypocrisy. So I was surprised. I was surprised that they treat all we did right now, and I had my please, let's try to, if anybody knows their family there, because let us not wait for our people to be killed there like that. So let's try to inform our people and make them alert. Because this is not just generation. It's not just generation. Believe me, it's not just him. It's somebody who find the hit been banned that Akim said before, and then who been it for? People are now right now using a clubhouse as if you have a boring time, you use it so that you can just talk and whatever you are saying there will last. You don't know that it will last for years. It will be recorded. It will last for a long time. Okay. And I told him last time, John, please pay attention of Dingabor if the problem there, or pay attention of Kir is bad. But to just generalizing and all these things, yeah, Akim was asking a question.
Hey, let me interject. Is it the topic about Jonathan or is about tribalism?
No.
Focus on the topic. It's not only Ochan. There's some things
No,
that's
you take your chance for my alarm. Let me talk. You take your chance for the reason for tribalism. Jonathan is part of tribalism. Anyone who preach this tribalism, why you don't talk when a coach was saying it? I'm not here attacking it. I'm not saying what he's saying.
Abango did not say anything. What did I say about tribalism?
No, I'm not a bango. I say a coach.
The topic is not about Ochan only. There's a lot of tribalist people here. Okay, just focus on about the topic. But you just stick on Ochan.
Include no. If I hear from anybody that I know saying that, I'm saying that to Roshan because I didn't say about the rest of the ladies that they are irresponsible. You cannot even like Watata and all these things. I know
and Andrea the Banjo was in Bugama. Just focus on the topic. So just you have 2 minutes to wrap it up, brother.
A good topic is tribalism. Tribalism is creating the problem. And whoever you hear talking about tribalism, you have to respond with that. Let me respond, and lots of people will respond with whatever they respond. I'm talking what I hear and that something that I don't like, and we need to respond to me responding. So
Andrew,
if you guys don't like that's my personal opinion. But I saying that if somebody saying that you guys, anybody coming from Numile or anything you find there, kill him. That for me is it's a serious problem. You can pretend about you want to be a nationalist, but the truth are truth. These people don't like you. What do? You have to protect yourself. I'm sorry if you find yourself you're patriot than me. I've been a guy, I'm going to pick up since 1988. So you are not patriot than me.
I have a question for you, Andrea. I have a question for you, Pure. You know this guy since 1989. Was all kind of message for who can get it? You used to steal medicine too, or what? That's the question to you, and then you can wrap it up in 3 minutes.
No. You are not understanding me. The reason why I say that I'm telling that I know the man since 1989. He's a responsible guy. I know him. He was a good guy. For him to turn in that low surprised me. Okay, and I'm not talking about him alone. This applies to those who just paying attention on only Dinka. They don't even talk about the government anymore. Okay, and if this nation go to the ways of Somalian go, some people will agree this time. But government can be changed. But tribalism can last for infinity. It last for a long time. So that is my personal opinion. That's what I see, and we will correct tribalism. Then we should avoid those language and direct the blame in the area that we're supposed to direct it. And I stop there.
Can I say this before I go?
Yeah, you said that one, and then also after you done, give a chance to Bright for after Bright, for general, and then we go to Jamus.
Yeah, I just have a question to people who are talking about tribalism.
I asked for interjection, and everybody is being given interjection. I mean, why can't I interject?
Kalabango inte what Kalabango finish when a bongo finish we do interject but actually bright muskula bongo when you done give interjection
because I'm forgetting what I was going to tell Lotul, right?
My God, let him go ahead. Let him ask your interjection. You want to interject, and then I will respond to you. I'm ready.
My question was just see, will we agree if we can say every Southern Sudanese in Clubhouse who talks about other communities, abuse them, say all whatever he say to them, are going to be punished by law? Will all of you here agree to sign that? If we come out and say anyone,
I will agree.
Anyone we caught, he have been preaching since whether on Facebook or on in Clubhouse, talking about certain community, abusing them, doing all this, challenging them, and all this, including saying that one day we will wipe them out on the face of their heads. Those people are going to be sent to jail. Are we going to agree?
I disagree.
In the Western law, it's not going to happen. But unless for South Sudanese law, because you know there is a freedom of speech, as long as it's not harming somebody physically, whatever they say.
Okay, why I'm saying so? Because most of us here are pretenders. You will even know your fellow or your friend doing the same thing, and you will not talk about him. That's why I'm saying so. Because myself, I have been a victim in so many rooms. I have been thrown out by Equatorian in the Equatorian room. I've been thrown out by my own fellow people from the Dinga, from Baral Khazal in the room. I've been thrown in so many rooms because people doesn't like me. For that matter, if I say now I want to be a judge, believe me, most of you here will go to jail because of the same thing you are talking about. My own friend John Ucheng threw me out the other time. Me, I call my yom, throw me out several times because of tribalism. He doesn't like me. When I'm not, even where I come from, there's no one looking for leadership in Southern Sudan. We don't want leadership. To become a governor, we don't want it. But I become a victim. Why do you name yourself Cold War? We want to take over leadership. What leadership do we want in Southern Sudan? Brother, let's be honest to ourselves. If we want to change this, go back to your own room and change before you come to change others. Thank you.
Okay, kalan jabi. Kada ya actually your 1 minute your question will tool and then we'll go to Baraj and then the general and then the Jamu. Fadal actually 1 minute.
Okay, yeah, thank you, good. Kamis, to be honest, like I am saying this in the bottom of my heart. I know some people have what they born with. I call it genes. Some people were taught to do what the people that taught them, their teachers, to do. And when I see you claiming stuff that are not true, that's real hurts. Because you know very well, I don't know where you just, I'm just Amr too, like you, like the rest of us here. I stays my life in Capoeira since we came in 1978, I think. Till the Arab throw us away, we came back, and they throw us away again, and we came back. My life rotated again. I mean, around Capoeira and Torit and Juba and Numili and all that. Never seen my land till I went back 2007 because I got a chance. I got lucky to come here. I'm one of the few lucky people that in war that came here, just like you and others. But we have to be honest and say the truth because I've been in Uganda and I know what is the Equatoria. I live in Juba before. I know what is Equatoria. I live in Uganda just recently, not long ago. And when I was in Uganda, in a refugee camp, there were more tombs because we buried people in the houses, according to our cultures. There were more tombs in the compound than living people. Not war. And when I ask, when you see, when you investigate how these people die, they die by poisons, by jog, by all that. People kill people. The same tribe.
I got. Is it this interjection or stories?
No
No,
matter
no, I'm getting to my point.
Yeah, your point. Yeah, 30 seconds.
This is a discussion, but when we do a discussion, we have to open up and make your point clear to for someone to see where you're coming from. So, saying here that Equatoria this, Equatoria that, we are this, we are that, no, Equatoria are not angels. Just like Dinka, yes, we do kill each other. Everywhere in South Sudan, we fight, we kill each other. It's just different of way of killing each other. That's the only difference.
Thank you,
For example,
no.
I want to end my one comment to because Kamis is one of the people that preach and say I'm trying to express my pain. His pain not very clear because his pain is that Dinka occupied Equatoria. They dominate. They are in the police. They're in the what? You know who's the inspector? Who's the somebody responsible for the security of the whole South Sudan? Is it Dinka? It's Isaac Mamour. And when you say, "Oh, you guys are there too," oh no, there are so many. If you go to Juba, we go to the parliament and see. Maybe you'll see more MPs, more Dinka, because they come from different states. Dinka live in the whole state of South Sudan except Equatoria. So we are living in 7 as Dinka. So, but you see all the Dinka. What? And exactly, you are giving an example by
Raise your case, bro.
by
Raise your case.
by Tontat earlier. That when we were in the war, you know, Hamis. If you, I don't know what Katiba you were,
His name
but
Hakim.
I
Hakim.
believe
Malcolm is Hakim. Malcolm is.
Hakim. Okay, Hakim. I believe there were more Dinka in your facila than your own tribe. Nobody complained. The same thing. You can see more, but they are not in. If you see more in proportional like that everywhere. Right now, the problem with Dinka because they hang into the leadership. If we take Salva Kiir away right now and put a non-Dinka, we Dinka will thrive and will have more wealth than we have right now. Believe me or not, because people will bribe us to stay in the power. Like what? That's exactly what some of you get bribed and they stay in
Yeah,
the
could
power and
end
they
up,
get more
man,
money.
brother with interjection. Book Kalamasa,
All right. So you Hakim, Hakim, yes, you have to know when you complain, when you say something, you tell us, go sit down and think why people complain about you. Yeah, we sat down and look at it, but the claim are baseless. Thank you.
I thank you. Bright the band, Bright, yeah, open your mouth. Go ahead, and then after you, Namshi le Jamus. Bright football.
شكرا يا قوت. أنا صوتي واضح؟
Yes, good, yeah.
Thank you. كده let me say hi to everybody here and people who are listening to. And how are you, Madid? It's been quite a while. And I think this is a very interesting question. Let me use my time wisely. I don't want to really go around. I think this is very good question. Tribalism in South Sudan. Politics is a problem. How we're going to overcome this? And I think I want just to take it in a simple way. I just want to, and then come down why our people are using what you call tribalism, and there is a lot of way we can get rid of tribalisms. First of all, let me say this. If I say tribe, nothing bad. Tribe is good. And I think when God created people of South Sudan in that place with multiple tribes, not even multiple tribes, say various tribes, that is a blessing. Nothing was wrong at all. And simply when I say tribe is just say a loyalty of group or a tribe or a social group. And then they look after themselves. This is mostly existed for a very long time. But in our case in South Sudan, we are indigenous. When I say we are indigenous, we still live in our tribe, and our tribe is mostly kind of a self-contained culture. Sometimes we complain much about all this communal fight, about all this little raid. But if you go back in the history, we lived there for a very long time. But if you look at ourselves, even the small group, we haven't influenced ourselves, or we haven't influenced each other, or other group influencing each other. Yep, there was a turbulence in a certain time. If you come to Upper Nile, if you go to Baragazal, a little bit of Equatoria, if you go back. But this, I don't want to go back to this. I just want to come here. Politics also, sometimes I call them like a very strong tribes, because even politics itself is, say, a set of activities that are associated with making decision in a group. So one group in politics, if you take Republican is one group. This is example of America. If you take, what do you call any other group, or for example, if you take SPLM, it's a very strong group. It's a politic group. But let me take Kawaja one. Kawaja one actually is one group, and this group They will make decision together, and they will be loyal to each other. I will benefit uh, something for the country and for themselves with the same intensity. Is the same like tribe in South Sudan. They look at themselves as a group, and anything they want to benefit of, they can benefit of. When the SPLM started, even when the Nyanya started and all this kind of stuff, mostly when you recruit people, the majority you will find them the same people. You don't mean it to get all these people from one group, but that is the situation. That's why you see the SPLM most of the time when they were recruiting, they didn't mean to recruit one tribe, but it happened to be predominantly in that place is one tribe. How are you going to get rid of this? You cannot get rid of this, but you can embed this to your system if you invent a new system. But when we have our own country, our politicians, they come and exploit this. How? By grouping themselves, and they're trying to stare out all this because we are very strongly associated to each other as a tribe, you know. So when our politicians start doing this, and it's obvious since they're independent, imagine if these politicians didn't fight, do you think we will be talking about tribe right now? I don't think so, because they fought themselves, and they find this tribe is very strong tool you can use, you know, because the loyalty to your tribes and other things, when people stare at you, you don't look what is going on. So basically, we are not in Junub Sudan. But the problem here are people or politicians use that leverage, you know, and that leverage become what we call tribalism. This is a tribalism. This is a tribalism. For example, most of the people here, they've been complaining about John Chang and the way John Chang using it. He's using it to stir that tribal loyalty to group people, and people start feeling it, and it's happening now. Like people start kind of grouping themselves, even if they're against you or not against you, but it will bring that element out of you because you strongly build on tribalism, and this is not a bad thing. Huh? If we occupy that and use it in a better manner, I think we can benefit out of it, because our tribe are not going to go away in South Sudan, regardless of how you want to make a tribal war. We will still be fighting, but we will not going anywhere. This is what happened, you know. And at the end of the day, sometimes when you try to fight the nature, I think it's hard sometimes. Our tribe in South Sudan, they didn't come there by accident. But if you deliberately you think you're going to fight them, is another issue. Simply, how we're going to get rid of this? I think law and order. Simple is that. If there is a very positive dictator, I call it positive dictator, and then put a plan down for 20 years or 30 years, and try to put law and order while he's there for that long time, I think the situation can change in South Sudan, and at least maybe we will prosper, because what we call tribalism now is people who have the end power using it. This is not an ordinary people. So if these people who have the power stop using it, what we call tribalism now will stop. And seriously, we bought it. That's why you see nowadays in Clubhouse these people who are trying to kind of staring on that things. Plus, we mix it with a bit of our personal issues, and we start just going at people and all this kind of stuff. But I think being a tribe is a part of us, and we're supposed to be proud of it as a South Sudanese. Nothing wrong with it, but just people are using it or using against us to just for political gain, and this will go if law and order come in place. I'm not really kind of scared like one day there is a tribe will wipe out in a tribe in South Sudan, but at the same time, people are using all this propaganda just to scare you and to stare at you. But the reality in South Sudan is something different. The reality is something different. Even I myself today, if I have benefit in South Sudan, say I'm a foreigner, if I want to make deal, I will make deal with people actually I can trust, or I can get something out of them. I'm not going to make deal with 5 or 6 people. They cannot handle the business, you know. So the situation of South Sudan now today, regardless of people, they try to go upside and down and try to, engage with foreigners and all these sort of things. I think nothing will happen. The same tactic John Shang used, this politician called Emmanuel Ajawin used the same tactic just to stir out that element of tribalism, to bring it out of people and just for people to group up and start staring at themselves. I think I will learn here. The best things to do, I think the people who have power, if they stop this, is going to disappear tomorrow, what we call tribalism. But thank you for the chance. And Ustaz Medid, this is a good topic. Also, even if we're trying to use this now as an opportunity to ask ourselves, I think we deep into it right now. Politicians are using it, of course. Simple people, easy, will use it. And this is how I see it. But thank you for the chance. I will land my point here.